Yeah. Made it early. Either people are sleeping or no one's home. Except the doggies. Okay. Right on time. Look at that. 8 o'clock on the dot. 2 minutes early. So we good. Morning. All good. You're right on time. I was early.
I never got in there, I don't think. I figured like it's been long enough that I was like, let me just call you and
Okay.
see if we can just get a little love and maybe get it working.
Maybe.
Turn this thing off.
Fairly clean. Very nice.
Yeah, I keep it. I mean, and there's no windows in here, so it stays pretty dust free in here.
Yeah.
I've rinsed out the filter and stuff, you know, with the hose in the summer.
Cool. All right, so after several minutes, probably around 7 or 8 minutes, we now have an error message of E1 on this ductless air. How many BTUs we got here? Looks like 12, no. DA1221-H something Q4. 12,000 maybe? I'm gonna guess 12,000 BTUs. E1, I'm gonna bet it's a communication error or data issue or power issue because the fan we set to high on the remote, nothing happening. I also hit that little manual cool button, nothing happened. And the homeowner said there's a few mice outside that were dead. Let's go see what's going on outside. All right, here's that ductless air unit. There's that model number. And serial number would have been there, but it's gone. Just see if the motor spins. Yeah, that spins freely. I wonder if there's a refrigerant issue. Let's get tools and open this bad boy up. All right, no oil residue on the flare connections. That's a good thing. Let's see, how do you take this thing apart? That's the $1,000,000 question here. Like this top cover come off? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Let's take out these 2 screws here. And nope. I don't know, but
that was the problem, but
there is like a strong, like electrical burnt smell in here. So let me see what kind of voltage we're working with in here, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's a point where it's like you just think I ought to just, I don't know if you
Well, let's see if it,
units or.
yeah, we service and install and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I just don't need anything super fancy for this room. We just need it, you know.
No, but listen, BTU is still BTU, but you know, so you want something reliable. But
yeah.
Again, you know, nothing's gonna come close to what you bought this thing 4 years ago. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Cheaper now by $300 than when I bought it then, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I thought everything was going up, but.
So you have L1 at 122. You have L2 at 122, and combined you have 240. You got the right voltage, but that smell in here. Let's just put this back in there, then the whole line set thing, but okay. take this panel off. What amount of money are you gonna spend on this thing? Maybe. Looks like that one as well. Why do they make these things so complicated? Yeah. So you have some charring right there on that white, looks like a T20 amp, 250 volt AC fuse right there. So if the fuse blew, that will explain the burning smell on this main PCB control. We have definitely some charred insulation as well. Let's just pick and prod. See, oh yeah, you have the mice, see? And there's probably gonna be a dead mouse in here somewhere. Just don't see him. Yeah, no good. All right, let's review. We checked our voltages at L1, L2. This is our incoming line voltage, 220, 240 volt AC. Our system is DC driven. We have an inverter, compressor there. We have our metering devices and plenty of electrical components because there's a sensor on everything, whether it's a thermistor on a coil or reading the ambient air temperature or even the temperature of like the heat sink here. What did this system in, more than likely, is some kind of wildlife. You know, mice got in there and nested in there and blew up something. Now, we can check that fuse, but if you can smell the smell, if I could somehow monetize this and transfer the smell that I smell on that control board and send it through digitally through you and it come out of your phone like a little mist, I think that would be awesome. But we need a new system here. 12,000 BTUs, 3/8 1/4 inch line. My only concern here is the minimum line set distance, but it'll work. We'll put in an ACiQ. A Mikey Pipes powered by ACiQ, 12,000 BTU ductless system here, 2,500 installed. Have a nice day. So I think I offered a very attractive price to supply and install a new 12,000 BTU single zone ductless mini split system. The indoor unit, the outdoor unit, the line set, the communication wire, a new whip, and surge protection. I offered it all for $2,450, which is essentially a steal, right? We're giving it away. But why so cheap? Because I knew the guy, and this is where some of you guys are not gonna like that I talk about this, but I knew the guy was a tire kicker. He was a tire kicker in 2017 when we were there to fix the DIY install that had Teflon tape on the flare joints. The line set was kinked. We were there in 2022 when the blower motor died because the blower motor wheel was completely caked up with debris. And now here we are in 2026 after a wildlife infestation on his outdoor unit. Rendered his unit dead. So I gave him that price because just to see, right, how tight his wallet is. And it's tighter than a virgin's. Thanks for watching, guys. If I made you laugh, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. My name is Mike Dyack. I am a licensed master plumber and HVAC contractor in the states of Florida, South Carolina, and New York. That's right, folks. I'm licensed in 3 states. The hardest exam was Florida, by the way, in case you're wondering. master plumber's exam in Florida was the hardest exam I took. It was 8 hours long, and I never want to have to do that again. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.